Looks like you open the month with King of Coins in reverse. With King of Swords. So this is mind, and this is body or assets and finances. It looks like we have two kings squaring off. It could be that what you think, the way you're thinking very clearly, very rationally, is at odds with what you want. When we see King of Coins in reverse, he's normally the king that has it all, that has everything he wants, treasures, and it could be, in reverse, it can represent greed or acquisitiveness or, like I kind of sometimes read King of Coins in reverse as like a shopping addiction, or it can be either like it's excess in either way. So overly stingy, overly greedy, it's sort of, this is what it's saying to me, is that you kind of may want it all, but that your rational mind is telling you better. Like, this is saying I want to buy everything that I can possibly afford, but King of Swords is saying, no, let's save some money for a rainy day. He's the rational, pragmatic, clear-thinking king. And with King of Coins in reverse, this is normally in the upright. He's very solid in financial matters and good decision-making in terms of finances. But in the reverse, he can be, reckless with money, or stingy with it, or, not making good decisions. So I'm seeing two kings at odds with one another, and it looks like your rational mind is winning out here, Leo. I mean, potentially this could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and this could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and that the Aquarius is actually thinking clearly in this situation. So that's a possibility too. I mean, there may be two vying of power between two forces that normally do claim authority, but in this case I'm seeing that rational thinking is what wins out as we open March. Yeah, interesting. Four of Coins in reverse. There's something about holding on to the money, and clear thinking wins the day. This is actually reminding me of the story of King Solomon for some reason. I don't know why, I'm just going to say it because this is what it's bringing up, is that there were two women who were claiming a baby. Again, I'm seeing, vying of authority. And each woman was saying, no, this is my baby. And the other one was saying, no, this is my baby. And King Solomon, who is the clear-thinking king, he said, okay, that's fine. He employs wisdom. And so he said, that's fine. We'll just cut the baby in half, and we'll give half to each one of you, since you're both claiming the baby. And of course, the actual mother of the child ran up and said, no, please spare the baby's life. She can have it. I don't want the baby to be killed. And so he was able to identify through his shrewdness and cleverness and clear thinking and, rational, analytical thinking, was able to solve that. So with all this coins energy and with that full moon, because I'm seeing sort of full moons here too, Leo, with things that you own, things that you possess, things that you value, the reason I'm telling that story is because the clear mind will help you determine which way to go. Where should I invest my money? What should I hold on to? What should I let go of? What's actually mine versus what am I willing to give up? All of those themes are opening for you here in March, Leo. And Empress, another card of abundance. I actually see that these four cards are telling me that through using discernment, using clear thinking, rational, analytical, practical, and I keep emphasizing those words because those are words that are archetypes of King of Swords, by deciding what to hold on to and what to let go of. Both of these are in some ways kings. This is definitely King of Coins, and this is often called the King Midas card. Sometimes, though, having too much blocks you from being able to receive anything else. The story and tragedy of King Midas is that everything he touched turned to gold, but it kept him isolated. He wasn't able to love anyone. He wasn't able to touch anyone. So there's two kings here surrounding this king of thought. And I'm going to say that whatever is good governance in terms of money, having good discernment between what you hold on to and what you let go of is where your real abundance is going to be here, Leo. It's going to help you determine what makes life fertile and abundant and prosperous. This is Empress. And in some ways we have 3 kings here, but we have Empress showing up in the upright, which means being satisfied. So I'm going to really ask you, Leo, what satisfies you? Maybe it's not having jewelry and, yachts and fine watches and, stacks of money in the bank. Maybe it's spending time with loved ones. Maybe it's, giving nurturing to... I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying that it's, for you, this discernment, this clear, rational thinking, and especially in terms of your money, your assets, your possessions, where this full moon in Virgo is hitting for you, is really going to highlight what feels alive, what grows your money, what grows your sense of well-being and satisfaction, as well as prosperity and abundance. How do you define prosperity and abundance? And are there things that you can let go of, or things that you've been investing in that trap you up versus making you feel satisfied, prosperous, abundant, fertile, all of those words that come with Empress. So I actually see a lot of riches here, but it may mean letting something go. It may mean having very clear thinking, like if there's an asset, for example, like a house that you own that is really just a money pit, maybe letting that go will bring you more satisfaction. Maybe selling it is going to bring you... I'm just throwing out different possibilities here, but what I'm seeing with these is 2 kings of money in reverse, and then the king of thought in the upright. So thinking clearly about your money, what you own, what you possess, what you value, especially, brings you to that sense of satisfaction, abundance, prosperity, things growing around you. So what's going to cause you to feel like there's life and growth and not stagnancy? See what else is coming up. Indecision, middle of the month. I'm seeing that new moon in Pisces right around the middle of the month. There might be a difficult decision because you have so many options, Leo. Gosh, which way, what are you going to choose? Which way are you going to go? Which of these wonderful options are you going to choose? And it's sometimes 2 swords represents checking out and becoming a little bit removed or aloof, at a standstill, because you don't know which decision to make. You don't know which way to go. And it looks like you've got a lot of options, a lot of proposals, a lot of varied things that you can choose from here. And this card, 7 of Cups, I sometimes call it my Las Vegas card because it often represents, all that glitters is not gold, or that there's all these attractive, shiny cups, these coppery cups that are glittering, but not every single one of them is necessarily what it seems. I always say when you get this card to do your research. This fog or these clouds here represent this sort of Neptunian haze, which represents illusion, and that not everything may be what it seems, Leo. So this is do your homework. If you're buying a car, for example, read the reviews, see if there have been any recalls. It says do your homework and see if whatever choice you have is actually what it seems, because sometimes this is, taking a chance taking a chance with like what's behind door number 3, but what you see is not always what you get with this card. And so hence that may be the source of your indecision or not wanting to make a decision. But I see you as clear thinking, and I see you as being able to clear away whatever confusion is here, Leo. But you have to take action. You have to make a decision. You have to take between one of these 2 swords and just choose one in accordance with what the truth is. And it will be reliant upon maybe mistakes made in the past or lessons learned from conflict in the past. This card I call picking up the pieces. And swords always represent knowledge, wisdom, understanding, ideas, beliefs. So when I see this card, I always think of collecting the lessons, thoughts, the knowledge, the experience that was left out on a battlefield from before, because this card is a card of conflict and the battle that has already been fought. And when you collect your experience and knowledge from prior difficulties or prior challenges, it helps you to assess things. That's how King of Swords has come about, to be in that place of wisdom, in that place of knowledge. Is that these oak leaves represent experience and wisdom, and having been through a lot and having seen a lot. And it's through these sorts of conflicts that you collect experience and wisdom and knowledge in order to help you to make a decision when you're confronted with, here's a range of options that seem a bit hazy. I don't know which of them to choose. You have all these decision-making cards. Here's indecision, here's a clear thinker, and here is wisdom of experience. Let all of those help you when it comes to a whole range of options, especially in the middle of the month, and especially as it relates to things that are a little bit unseen. This is blindfolded and this is behind a haze. So when you're trying to make a decision related to something that is a bit unseen, rely upon your experience from prior conflicts and rely upon the authority of your own truth and your own experience to guide you through that. I see you being very victorious in your decision making. Yeah, Emperor too. Same thing. He carries the sword of the truth, just like King of Swords does. And he's on top of his game. We've got Emperor and Empress. This is a power couple. These are people who their word is law. They guide and provide good judgment for everyone around them. And he knows what he's doing. He knows that you could be dealing with an Aries and a Taurus. If they're a couple, or it's just about making good decisions. Whatever you decide is the world that you create, Leo. Whatever your decisions are regarding, this is reminding me of a quote that says, we live and die by our choices. And this is what this is saying to me. Emperor is saying, when you choose something, when you cut through something with this sword of the truth, you eliminate this fogginess, this confusion, this range of options. And by using your experience, making practical, rational, analytical decisions, it can free you up from any sort of I don't know which one to choose. I'm just going to check out. I'm not going to bother. I can't really see my way forward. He's like, no, I'm making this decision. I know what's right. My word is law. This is it. So, Empress and Emperor together show a lot of power for you in March, especially as it comes to your decision making, Leo. So rely upon that. Trust your stability, clarity, authority. There's a lot of authority cards here. All of this card, this card, this card, and this card are powerful authority cards. So I'm seeing March as a time to stand in your authority, Leo. Let's see what else is coming up. Okay, someone trying to risk-taking. Someone trying to get away with something. It's interesting because this is the law enforcement card and this is the criminal card. So who's trying to get away with something, Leo? We've got Four of Cups in reverse. Ace of Cups. Beautiful. And Four of Wands. Love this. A lot of stability, Leo. I'm going to talk about both of these, or all of these. These are both 4 cards, which represent stability. You've got 3, you actually have 4 fours appearing here. You've got 4 of Coins, Emperor is the 4 card, this is 4 of Cups, and you've got 4 of Wands. Stability, security, being stable. Again, it reminds me of Emperor being very grounded in his thought, his process. It's really about defining boundaries and borders, walls. 4 is all about deciding what's outside and what stays inside. What is mine? What is someone else's? Where are the definitions of the maps outlined? Where are the country boundaries at? You know, what's my empire and domain, and where does the other person's domain? It's very rank and file. So there's a lot of stability present here, a lot of sort of discernment and clear thinking about what's in and what's out. What do I keep? What do I let go of? What do I establish versus what do I walk away from? And Four of Cups in reverse says that there may be something that is coming to you. This is the Ace of Cups. If you look at both of these cards, there is a cup of love that the universe is wanting to hand to you, Leo. That's what this cup here is. This is just a zoom in of that, which is all about creativity, passion, what fills your heart. This is the my cup runneth over card. It's peace, it's joy, it's something, it's new love. You know, aces always represent new beginnings. When I see Four of Cups in reverse, there may have been a period in which you were feeling bored, or you were feeling aloof, or you were feeling like the weeds were growing around your dreams, that like, it's always the same old, I'm checking out. You know, both of these cards are checking out cards. Like, I don't care. I'm not paying attention. But with it in reverse, you may be coming out of a period of feeling like you have to run away from what it is you love. And you may be open to receiving this great gift of love that the divine, that the universe is trying to give to you, Leo. And it comes with a lot of happiness and security and stability. This is the home card. The castle is your home. You know, king of your castle or queen of your castle. And this is festivity, celebration, joy. Four of Wands, you know, it is even the twin flame card. It's the 1111 card. So this could be a new love coming to you at the end of the month. And it could be that you're no longer running away from love, Leo, with this. You know, you're coming out of a place where you're trying not to see the love that's coming at you. So there's beautiful things happening for you in March, Leo. I just love it. There's going to be a decision that you're going to need to make between a range of options here in the middle of the month, but I really see you having clear discernment. I really see nice, look at this partnership energy for the whole month. I mean, it's the Emperor, the Empress on top of your game, and in the castle celebrating. It's really beautiful, abundant energy, Leo. And I see that it may require you to let something go that feels like an asset, a treasure, a possession. You may have to like clear out something to receive more is actually what I'm seeing here. It almost is bringing up the concept of tithing for me, where you give 10% of your income and it comes back tenfold, and you end up as Empress here. So decision making featured for this month, stability featured for this month. You may have new love coming in, and it really feels stable and secure.